crazy when you think of that. Are you guys scared of Clayton Kershaw his next start against Boston if he gets one?
No, because he's not really. You look at him during the season, and the season stats, he looks great. But like you said, are you scared of him? No. And is he an ace when you get to the playoffs? Yes, he'll have games like he did in Game 5 against Milwaukee, but he'll also have games like yesterday. So he doesn't inspire the confidence where, all right, we got Kershaw on the mound. We only have to score a couple runs because we know he's going to shut it down. He's not that guy in the playoffs. He's just not.
Yeah, and kind of curious that he might want to become a free agent.
His contract is just so awesome. I mean, he has a player option on that one where he gets to opt out of it, isn't it? Where yeah, I mean, you got to think making what $30 million a year is he's going to be staying put, I would imagine. I mean, no one would give him that type of money on the open market, would they?
The Yankees.
They could do it for what, 2 years, maybe 3 years, and just kind of suffer through it. I mean, I could see that. Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe he'll just struggle by with only $30 million a year.
Well, Price has an opt out too. He can opt out, and I mean, look at how he's pitched so far in the playoffs. I don't know if he will opt out because he's another one making, I think, 31 or 32 million. So I don't know if he opts out. And I'm honestly, if you're Kershaw on the Dodgers or Price on the Red Sox, you have two good teams who have been good, who have money to spend to get even better. Are you really going to leave? Right. Where are you going to go? That's a better situation. Really? Are you going to go to Pittsburgh? Are you going to go to Philly? Are you going to go? Where are you going to go? So I think they both stay put. I can't see either one of them opting out, honestly. To make what? Even if you make an extra million or two?
I mean,
you look at it. Yeah, and you look at it this way. Kershaw was drafted by the Dodgers. He's been there his whole career. What, like we said, where's he going to go? That's a better situation.
Yep. All right, guys. We will see. So, Johnnie Black, Bruce Cagle Jr. Guys, thanks a lot. Let's do this one more week. That's probably about what's left. One more week, and this series might be over, huh?
Yeah, it might be over before that if Dodgers can't do something here. You know.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Next Wednesday it's Halloween, and it would be Game 7. So we'll see what happens.
Ooh.
I know. Scary.
This is literally scary. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. I'll see you.
All right, Joey. Thank you.
All right. It's Browns week. And with me once again to talk about the Steelers-Browns game is Rod Bluhm and Chad Painter from the Brownie Sunday Podcast. He's at CST Rod B and at Chad Painter EXP. Guys, welcome back.
Hey, Joe. It's good to be back.
Hey, how y'all's Yin's doing out there? I'll go there.
There you go. There you go with the Pittsburghese.
All right.
Steelers are doing all right. They could somehow magically on top of the AFC North, even though they did nothing. They did nothing, and the entire division lost. So they're on top of the AFC North now. So things are good here. Not so much for Cleveland. I want to get to the latest news. This thing with Hugh Jackson is just so interesting. What the heck is going on with this guy? It sounds like he's not getting along with Todd Haley, or he wants to help run the offense, or I mean, is this just like the last throes of his empire, and he's just trying to grasp for something?
That's how it feels to me. Yeah, I mean, I think throughout his tenure, he's been pretty good at, pointing the finger and blaming everybody else. So it kind of feels like that. I mean, if you go back to the Hard Knocks, I mean, I don't think he and Todd Haley have ever really hit it off. So this is kind of not that big of a surprise. But yeah, I don't know, Chad. What do you think?
I definitely thought it was an over 50% chance that he was going to be fired come Monday, and we didn't see that happen. So I don't know what the deal is with the Haslams, but I think you put it a great way there, Joey. I think it is him grabbing for something in his last throws for the Empire. Who knows? I mean, he is saying things like, this is my team. I just need to step in and coach in these areas that are lacking now. And it just does sound like coach speech to me. There's nothing on his record. There's nothing in game that shows me that he can turn this thing around. So I think he is going to be fired soon, but it's interesting that hasn't happened yet. So
there is a history of the Steelers beating the Browns at some point in the season, and then almost immediately afterwards, the Browns firing that coach. So it's possible. It's possible that if it's a blowout or something like that, or maybe if just the Steelers win, even a close game, that could be the last straw. But let's say they do get rid of him. Do you think they would make Todd Haley the coach or go in another direction?
I think Todd Haley would be the interim.
Yeah.
I think John Dorsey would go after his guy after the season. But yeah,
he could become the interim. He could become the interim at halftime of the Pittsburgh game.
That's possible.
I mean,
it could happen.
That'd be the real Todd Haley revenge game. Take it over. Second half.
And then Cleveland somehow winning. That would be amazing. Oh my God. If that happened, they would carry Haley out like he just won the Super Bowl. It would be like they would dump Gatorade on him, carry him out of the stadium. It would be amazing. We just, in Pittsburgh we say, we just don't have a lot of respect for Hugh Jackson, especially after Hard Knocks. We just thought, it's like, man, this guy does not look very good. And then I've heard people say, wait till the Browns. The Browns, you can't really fear the Browns now, but if they get a good coach, then they're going to be a team to be feared. So we'll see. But
I think we feel like, Chad and I, that it's a talented team. The Browns still have a lot of talent, even with the issues they've had on offense. They've had a lot of problem at wide receiver, but I think we feel that way, that coming into the season, we thought this team had a chance to make some some noise, knowing that they were coming off an 0-16 season. But yeah, at this point, you just feel like it's the coaching, and something's going to have to change. And and we've been looking at the schedule all year, in these past 2 weeks against LA, the Chargers, and these and Tampa Bay. We looked at these as the winnable games, because we've known all along that, middle of the season we got to go to Pittsburgh and then host Kansas City, and that those are probably both losses. So now he's lost the easy ones, the quote unquote easy ones. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen now, because I don't think anybody feels real good about these next two games.
Yeah, and I'm not super fearful about Baker Mayfield having a new coach. I think that's been a fear, at least a rumor around with the rookie quarterback. You want to keep it steady. You want to keep the same coach around for at least a whole year and let him get situated. But Baker is not a young rookie. He's already 25 years old. You think back to his past and how many different coaches he's played for, and just the grit that he's had to try and move up the ranks and always be a walk-on and then earn the starting role. I'm not fearful of him getting a new coach and things going haywire for him, like a Deshaun Kaiser or a quarterback like that we've had and tried to put in the stead of our starting quarterback role.
Yeah, I think I'd rather see him in a good coach's hands.
Yeah, absolutely, and as soon as possible.
All right.
Yeah, I've heard maybe you don't make Haley the coach because you want him to be focused on, developing Baker and, not worrying about being, running the whole team or something. But we will see. Speaking of Baker Mayfield, that was one of the big changes from their first game, the change in quarterback. How has Baker Mayfield been doing so far this year?
Oh, you take that, Chad.
I love what I see. I mean, not every game shows on paper that he's Patrick Mahomes yet, but I definitely think he's developing there. He makes very quick decisions. I think the issue that we had was, okay, he comes from a Big 12 conference, which Patrick Mahomes did as well. He's going to take a little bit longer to become an NFL quarterback because he never had to really go through reads. He knew who he was throwing to in a very quick, high-powered offense in college. But he's definitely going through his reads. He makes very quick decisions. He's short, and it doesn't look like it. And he reminds me, we're going far here, but he reminds me of Drew Brees. And Drew Brees has already said this year that he could be better than him. And I see a lot more of a Drew Brees style in his game than Johnny Manziel, who he was compared to for so long. And I love his grit, man. He brings the Cleveland grit that we need in this city. To see him get in Whitehead's face, that safety on the Bucs this past game after running a 35-yard run, we need that in Cleveland, and it's awesome to see.
Yeah, he's definitely won me over. So yeah, I'm glad he's our quarterback, and I look forward to the future with Baker leading the team.
I have to say from where I'm sitting in Pittsburgh, I'm very impressed with him. There's numbers don't really tell things in a situation like this, especially with a rookie quarterback. But you could just tell he's a gamer. He's someone that just wants to win so bad and will do whatever it takes. It's not necessarily about stats, but you could just tell. You could just tell that he's that was a good pick and that he's gonna be all right. So yeah, that's I mean and I remember you guys asking one of the times I was on, why are the Steelers so consistent? And I remember saying, well, you got to start with a franchise quarterback. When you have your franchise quarterback, and then you can just work down from there. And looks like you might have him. So finally, things are looking promising in Cleveland.
Yeah, it's been so long that we've had a guy under center that is okay with this losing mentality. Eventually it just becomes okay and it becomes our culture. So to have a guy that you can just tell by his body language is not okay with losing, and he brings that to our team, is so good. And he's made some rookie mistakes. He's thrown some interceptions that are on him. But as we said, it could be way worse for a rookie. He's definitely progressing at a fast pace in the NFL, and I love to see it.
Yep. The other big change, and this just happened recently, trading Carlos Hyde, and now it's Chubb and Duke Johnson. Why do you think they traded Hyde?
People look at it a couple different ways. There's the crowd that kind of sides with me that thinks they should have kept Hyde and just kind of mixed things up a little bit differently to keep the depth at running back. And then there's the crowd that wanted Hyde out so that Nick Chubb can start, and get his carries. I can kind of see it both ways. I figured I would rather have the depth. Carlos Hyde wasn't making a ton of money for the rest of the season anyways, and he was essentially on a 1-year deal. There was two option years for the Browns. I would have liked to seen him stay, but on the other hand, I like what I'm seeing out of Chubb too. So, I guess in the end, it's probably going to be a positive as long as Chubb and Duke Johnson stay healthy and they don't get in a position where they need that third back.
I think again, here's a rookie who's not a young rookie, right? I believe he's 24 or 25 years old. Every time he's taken a snap so far in the NFL, which was only 16 attempts rushing the ball before we traded Carlos Hyde, he's been electric. It does not look like the game is too fast for him. And so I think Dorsey felt confident in getting Nick Chubb more involved and making that happen right now. And we've already, benched Tyrod Taylor to put Baker in. Why not? Let's go full throttle. Let's go the whole way and make